Hello to all my dear students. I hope that you all are safe at your home and taking very good care of yourself, your parents, and your elders. I am Suneeta Tandon from Holy Hearts Educational Academy, Raipur, Chhattisgarh. Today, we are going to take chapter 2 polynomial of your NCERT book. So, as you can see on the page here, what we are going to study in this chapter. So, we are going to study the geometrical meaning of the zeros of the polynomial. Second, we are going to study the relationship between the zeros and coefficients of a polynomial. And third thing is division algorithm for the polynomials. So, it is a chapter map here. In chapter map, we are going to study the geometrical meaning. You have to draw the graph of a linear equation or graph of a quadratic polynomial. Then we have to study the relationship of the zeros and the coefficients of a quadratic polynomial as well as a cubic polynomial also. Then the third thing is division algorithm for the polynomials. So, I will try to complete this chapter in 3 videos. The first one today, I am going to take the zeros of the polynomial. So, before starting that, you must know, you have studied earlier that what you mean by a polynomial. So, what is a polynomial? A polynomial is nothing but it is an algebraic expression in one variable in which the exponent should be whole numbers. So this is a very must condition that the exponents should be whole numbers. So it is an algebraic expression and we are going to deal in one variable only. So now a polynomial px in x, then what is the degree? So the highest power of x in px is called degree of the polynomial that you have studied earlier also. So a polynomial of degree 1 is called linear polynomial. For example, I have written here 4x minus 5. So as you can see here, the power of x is 1 here. So it is linear. Then a polynomial of degree 2 is called quadratic polynomial. Like you can see one example here, 2x square plus 3x minus 1. So here the power of x is 2. Then a polynomial of degree 3 is called cubic polynomial. For example, again one example I have written here. You can see the power of x is 3 here. So the standard form of quadratic polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c, where a, b, c are real numbers and a is not equal to 0. So this is very important condition. A should not be 0 because if a will become 0, it will not be a quadratic polynomial. It will become a linear polynomial. Okay. Then similarly, the standard form of a cubic polynomial is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, where a, b, c, d are real numbers and again the same condition, a should not be 0. So you can read these conditions again. You can zoom, you can pause and you can zoom and you can read this page. Okay, now the next one. As I've told you, we are going to take in this video the meaning of zeros of polynomial. So first thing is that what you mean by geometrical meaning. Geometrical meaning means it is the zeros of quadratic polynomial. If I'm going to study about the quadratic polynomial, it is the points on x-axis where the graph of the polynomial cuts the x-axis. So as you know that the numbers of zeros are equal to the points at which the graph intersects the x-axis. If we are talking about px, so it means px means it should intersect on the x-axis. So zeros also depend upon the degree. If it is a linear polynomial, it will cut the x-axis at one point. If it is a quadratic polynomial, its 0 will be 2. If it is a cubic polynomial, its 0 will be 3. Now we are going to further find what is meaning of zeros of polynomial. So if k is 0 of px, then what do you mean? It means that if you will put in place of x k, then your value of polynomial will become 0. Okay, so 0 of polynomial, sometimes as I've told you in the class also, it doesn't mean it is 0. It means such value of x that you put in your polynomial and the value of the polynomial becomes equal to 0. It can be anything. It can be 0, it can be any other number also. So again I'm repeating, if k is 0 of px, then pk equals to 0. So I've taken a very simple example. Suppose px is equal to x plus 5. It is a linear. So what should be value of x so that px should become 0? So as you can see, it's very simple. The value of x should be minus 5. So in place of x, if you will put minus 5, it is minus 5 plus 5, and minus 5 plus 5 is 0. So what is the 0 of this polynomial? Minus 5 is the 0 of this polynomial. Similarly, as I've taken one more example, suppose we have to prove that x equals to minus 3 is the 0 of px equals to x square plus 6x plus 9. So you have to prove that x equals to minus 3 is 0 of this polynomial. So as I've told you, what do you mean by 0? 0 means that you have to put value of x and this whole right hand side should become 0 after putting x equals to minus 3. So you can see I put here, in place of x, I put minus 3. So x square means minus 3 square plus 6x means 6 into minus 3 plus 9. So minus 3 square is 9. 6 into minus 3 is minus 18 plus 9. Now 9 plus 9 is 18. 18 minus 18 is 0. It means it is proved that minus 3 is the 0 of this polynomial. So we again take a recap of whatever I've told you today. That first I've told you the entire chapter map, that what we are going to study, and today we are going to study the zeros of the polynomial. Second thing that we will take further, and third is division algorithm, that also we will take in next video. So first one is that what you mean by polynomial, and we have taken zeros of polynomial. So what do you mean by polynomial? I've told you that it is if in value px, then it should be an algebraic expression, simple, but it should be an algebraic expression, but the main thing is that its exponent should be whole numbers. Then I've told you what is linear polynomial, then quadratic polynomial, then cubic polynomial, then standard form of quadratic, standard form of cubic. It is given in your NCERT that cubic polynomial is not going to come in the examination, but it is not like that. Sometimes they ask question from cubic polynomial also. So we have to study quadratic as well as cubic also. So after that, I've told you what you mean by geometrical meaning of 0. It means how many times px, graph of px is going to intersect on the x-axis. And also zeros depends upon the degree. Okay, so degree means it gives you the number of zeros, that how many zeros are possible. And after that, I've told you what you mean by 0. 0 means such value of x that you put in px and px becomes equal to 0. So I've given you two examples also. So I think now it is very clear to you that what you mean by zeros of the polynomial. So again, I'm going to tell you about the relationship that we are going to take in our next video. So thank you so much, and I hope that this concept is clear to you. Thank you, students.